It's California, homie, when they know the break of day. Better blue back, keep the pistol in the waist. North or south, the blood shit they want to spray. And all the Asian homies even know the back to K. And all the boys and girls wanna move the way. And she gets scared as how these bodies dropping every day. And all for fighting money, homie, I ain't got a shame. But this is just the way it is, so I still got the age. In case they want it, they can get it, we don't hesitate. I know it's strange, I'm just sitting right to jeopardy. You don't know my name. I keep it by the G code until my dying day. Cause that's just life up in the hood, that's the killer state. Cause California, homie, where they know to regulate. It's California, homie, where they know to regulate. I keep it by the G code until my dying day. Cause that's just life up in the hood, I'm the killer state. It's California, homie, where they know. What up, G Life? Now, as we continue the countdown on all boy neighborhoods, we actually have to be sliding on through to SD San Diego. You already know the SD definitely be cracking right here in Diego. They don't play. Now, to be more specific, we will be heading towards the southeast portion of San Diego to the Nasty City. And although you see a whole lot of North Carolina stuff, we ain't talking North Carolina right here. We talking about National City. O-Town National City, to be exact. OTNC, the west side. It's definitely an area where we're able to find one of these boy neighborhoods. Actually, several boys neighborhoods. We're going to be here for a cool minute. The National City Barrio is one of San Diego's oldest and largest barrios. It is the original barrio out of National City. You know what I mean? And the largest in National City. With all kinds of members, different clicas, and all of that. Now, the west side and the east side of National City is different. So we're going to be starting off on the west side of National City. And there is several boy clicas here in National City that all run underneath the west side National City umbrella. They are cliques from the barrio, but the gangs move like if they're their own individual sub-gang cliques, if that makes any sense. But they're a part of the same neighborhood, but they each clique owns a certain part of territory, and they, you know, intermingle within each other and run their own turf. So we'll be starting off with one of the largest and oldest clicas of theirs, which is the OBS. OBS, translating to Barrio National City, or O-Town National City, Odin Boys. Odin, like Odin. Like old, and then, you know. And now, their headquarters, the heart of their hood, their dojo domain is on Hoover and 19th, right on the dead end. You know, they claim Kimball Park neighborhood. The turf is from west of 19th Street to Hoover Avenue, right on the dead end. And OBS is said to be one of the biggest and most active clicas of this barrio. You know what I mean? They don't play right here. And like I said, you have several clicas within this barrio, but this is one of National City's, you know, more larger and well-recognized sub-cliques right here, the OBS, not to be confused with the Osiris boys, you know, different. And they be holding it down right here and have been holding it down right there and continue to still do their thing and putting theirs on the map for the National City Odin boys right there. Now, as we remain still right here in the Nasty City, that National City on the west, still remaining within the area, but now heading towards a different area, a different part of National City that is known to be home to be to one of the largest, if not the largest clica of National City. This is the largest one, the one that you hear about, the one that makes the news, the one that, you know, is the most recognizable, you know, clique of theirs, which is the West Side National City IBS. IBS translating to Insane Boys. Insane Boys is, like I said, probably the largest and the most recognizable clica of this barrio. It's the one that people, you know, mostly associate with when we're talking about National City, you know, and that baby blue, you know, that North Carolina, that's what it is, you know, for National City because of the NC. That is, you know, the color that they sport and, you know, what they be repping and all that, you know. You see it up as IB or IBS. IBS is the common one, though. And now this is the most active clique, you know, with tons of youngsters. You know what I mean? From the Old Town National City, and been around since the 1990s and still going strong. Now, their headquarters, their main domain, their dojo is right there on E Avenue, the E Avenue block. So they claim the area around, E Avenue. But in reality, they're pretty much all over the place, bro. You know what I mean? Even though that, you know, it's throughout E Avenue. It's pretty much the whole entire west of National City that you could find these guys, bro, because they have hundreds of members. They, like I said, homie, this is one of San Diego's largest and oldest barrios. So, you know what I mean? So you literally have these guys scattered throughout the whole entire area, bro. You know what I mean? So just to say that it's on Avenue E, even though that's their headquarters, I mean, you could pretty much find them, throughout the whole entire place doing their damn thing. And like I said, they are all cliques underneath the West Side National City, but they are have their own turfs, and patrol their own areas, but they're a part of the same neighborhood, but so they're like kind of like sub gang cliques, kind of. It's kind of complex, but yeah, the Insane Boys definitely been holding it down right here for National City and still putting theirs on the map. Another one that we have, yes, because it has several clicas, but not all of them are boys, because the National City neighborhood does have, other clicas, like they have like the Gatos and, I think, forgot what was the name of the other clique, but, so they're not just all boy clicas, but there is another one that's a boys clique that often people forget about, which is known as the Enanos. The EBS, not to be confused with the other EBS that we'll be getting to. This stands for Nano Boys. So even though sometimes people just say Enanos, they're like midgets, Enanos, because that's what it translates to. They mean Nano Boys, because that's how it's actually written, how it's actually said, with the boys part attached to it. So as midget boys is what it translates to. Because, like I said, people have to keep this in mind. These were youngsters when, these neighborhoods and cliques were, on the uprising. So they were just these young peewees, you know what I mean? So that's why, it's typically a phrase that you hear when you hear like them use the word midget or tiny, because they were, young youths. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. Now, the EBS, the Enano Boys out of Westside National City. Now, their headquarters, they claim what's from Palm to R Avenue. They claim the area from 4th Street all the way to Palm Avenue to Avenue R. So that is the area that is known as the Enano Boys. Not to be confused, this EBS, not to be confused with the Eastside National City EBS. Two different EBSs. This is the Enano Boys representing for that Westside National City and holding it down for theirs. Now, as we continue here in National City, but this time now maneuvering to the opposite end of National City, for we were in the west, now it's time to head to the east. The east of National City is home to the East Side National City neighborhood, who also has sub gang cliques. So these cliques run under the same East Side National City, but they're their own individual gangs, but they claim East Side National City. More East Side National City, while the other ones are Old Town, West Side Old Town National City. This is East Side National City. And we'll be starting off with the oldest one, which is the ABS. Not to be confused with the Alley Boys. These are known as the Acre Boys. Now, they're located in Lincoln Acres, right here in the, corner edge of the southeast of National City. Is where you're able to find the ABS. Now, the ABS is associated with the BBS. They have a pretty good relationship, you know what I mean? Entre the groups, you know what I'm saying? Now, they're in the southeast corner of National City, north of Plaza Boulevard, the south of 54 Filipino American Freeway, and east of Calle Rachel, and the west of the 805 Freeway. Is where you're able to find the ABS. That is their home domain, their dojo. That's where they get it on in Kraken. Overseeing that bridge that connects towards over the freeway. That's their hangout spot. That's their domain. That's where they get it on in Kraken. That's where you're able to find their activity and That's the danger zone. You know what I mean? That infamous bridge that I uploaded some pictures right here of it. Is where you're able to find this neighborhood, and it is the oldest. Now, Eastside National City is not as old school as Westside National City, but still has been right here, heavily rooted into the community for a cool minute. You know what I'm saying? Doing their thing. Now, they're not as large as the Westside National City. The Eastside National City neighborhoods tend to be a lot more smaller. But don't get it twisted, homie. These guys are still vicious. They still handle business. Roughly from what I was told, there's still a few hundred members to this, this group, and they still put theirs on the map and holding it down for the ABS right there out of National City. Now, as we still maintain on the east side, I'm telling you, National City just has a lot of neighborhoods. That's why they call them the City Boys. Call it the City Boys because there's a lot of boy neighborhoods. That's why this area is referred to as the Nasty City, them City Boys. You know what I mean? Now, right here, still on the east side of National Cities, where we're able to find the next group, but we're going to be heading towards a different area of the east side of National City, is where we're able to find the NCBBS or NCBB, which is known as the National City Block Boys. National City Block Boys, who are, associated with the Acre Boys, you know what I mean? They have a good relationship, but they're their own separate gangs. Claim the Alta Vista neighborhood, which is in the northeast corner of National City. Everything that's from Cherry and Peach Blossom Lanes and to 4th and to the... I think 4th is like the heart of the hood. That's their main domain, you know what I mean? Which is that area. Which is, the headquarters will be like the 4100 block of East Plaza Boulevard. Right there, that's on Harbison Street to Division Street to Paradise Valley Road is where you're able to find the Block Boys doing their thing. You know what I mean? And obviously, getting their name because, they were straight out the block. You know what I mean? People hear that phrase of them Block Boys. Them hooligans out there doing their thing. And now, although they may not be as old as the ABS, they're not that far behind. And this one being the more larger of the two and the more active. You've seen these guys' activity more. These guys run amok, homie. They definitely be holding it down for their clique. You know what I'm saying? These guys ain't no suckers. Like I said, just because the east side cliques are not as large as the west side, don't ever get it twisted. These guys handle business. And continue to still handle business and represent theirs and holding it down for that east side National City and continue to put theirs on the map. Now, to find the next neighborhood, we actually have to be maneuvering to a different area of San Diego. We actually now have to be heading over towards the area of Shelltown in San Diego. It's where we're able to find the next neighborhood. Now, this neighborhood being different, obviously, because the name of the barrio is known as the Barrio Shelltown, a very old barrio that has been well rooted into the San Diego area. One of the, more talked about neighborhood, as well as National City and Logan. This is one of the other powerhouses that people hear about when we're talking about barrios right here in the SD. The Shelltown neighborhood definitely handle business. They got a big amount of territory. Their territory is vast. It's everything from Imperial Avenue all the way to where the freeway's at, and then it still stretches all the way to Division Street, all the way to I would have to say to 46 and everything, everything that's from Ocean Avenue Boulevard, Logan Avenue, 40th, throughout the 30s, you know what I mean? From 35th all the way to, I would have to say, to 46. So from 35th to 46, everything that's in the middle is considered their neighborhood. You know what I mean? It be going down right there in the Shelltown. Now you guys are wondering, like, hey, well, I thought this was a boy neighborhood. Why are we talking about Shelltown? Because Shelltown has cliques. The cliques are, split. They're the same neighborhood, but different cliques patrol different areas of their barrio. You know what I mean? One of the more infamous ones is the 38th Street, obviously, not the same one from South Central, different 38, who runs, a different portion. And then you have the more recognizable clica, the one that is mostly associated with the Shelltown neighborhood, which is known as the Gamma Boys. GBS, the Gamma Boys, it's Gamma Boys Shelltown Gamma Boys, is, one of the more larger sets, very active, you know what I mean? These guys definitely made headlines. Don't get me wrong, the 38s are also active, the shelter handles business, but the Gamas, I want to feel like you hear about them more, you know what I mean? They definitely do their thing, no doubt about that. So like I said, they just patrol different parts of the barrio. You know what I mean? I would say the Gamas run the south part of Shelltown, everything that's from Division to National Avenue. And then 38s run the north side of the territory, which would be like National and Imperial. So the Gamas is, right there handling business, homie. Got boys, so I know it was gonna get mentioned. That's why I threw them in here, because yeah, they are a boy neighborhood that people hear about. You know what I mean? You see it graffitied up, you see it written that way, they tattoo it that way. Close to that park, also, is where they hang out. That little park that's right there. You can find them on Gama Street. Gama Street is the main domain. That's what they're named after. They're named after Gama Street. Is where you're able to find the Shell Town handling business. Like I said, a well-known, recognized old barrio right here, still handling business. Now, as we maneuver our way now to a different portion of SD, like I said, we're gonna be here for a while, bro. SD just has a gang of barrios. You know what I mean? Obviously, I'm not gonna be able to make it fit all in one. You know what I mean? So hold your horses for those who be like, hey, you forgot this one, you forgot that one. We gonna get to it. We gonna get to it. You know what I'm saying? But now we actually have to be maneuvering our way to the area of east of San Diego, the east side of San Diego, where we're able to find the next barrio, which is known as the East Side San Diego neighborhood, or East San Diego, however you want to say it. East San Diego is broken up into different sub-clique gangs, which you have like the Vagos, you have the Diego Aztecs, and the Avenida Euclids, and you have different cliques for the east side of San Diego, the East San Diego neighborhood. And one of the well-recognizable, very active sets of theirs, that people hear about when you talk about the east of San Diego, is known as the Evil Boys, the EBS, not to be confused with the Nano Boys from National City. They both write EBS, but they're two different clicas and barrios. You know what I mean? Now, the east of San Diego is a massive amount of territory we're talking about when we're talking about their neighborhood, which they do, you do have other gangs right there, like you have the City Heights gangs, and then you have the East Diego mob cribs, and so it'd be getting treacherous. So different portions of East San Diego, their clicas, control different parts of the east of San Diego, because you can find them spread out throughout the east of San Diego. But the Evil Boys is one of the more recognizable ones, the one that you see active a lot. They already been right here for a cool minute as well. You know what I mean? Well recognized. This barrio doesn't play around. The Evil Boys have been putting theirs on the map since the gates, and continue to still put theirs on the map. And be representing. They're still an active bunch that holds it down for theirs and puts it down for their side, and the east of San Diego right there. You know what I mean? Holding it down.